What happens when you just stop? For the longest time, it felt like social media had me on a leash, endlessly scrolling, hoping for connection, a sense of belonging, inspiration, but then finding anything but a real conversation. At some point, I just started to wonder, is it worth it to be constantly plugged in? Up until pretty recently, I thought I needed social media to be seen, to share, and especially to connect. The thought experiment became, what if I don't? What if I don't need social media for those things? So I drastically reduced my time on social media, and honestly, it's been the best decision I've made for my peace of mind. I no longer feel the need to show up constantly, to please all sorts of algorithms. Instead, I try to keep my online presence more intentional. I guess some people classify YouTube as a social media as well. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that YouTube is social media? I guess it is, but I do like it here a lot better than I do like Instagram, TikTok, X, or Twitter. I've never even tweeted, ever. Even before it was X, I never was on that platform at all. I just like YouTube because I think you can convey your thoughts better in long form videos. I also like the format better, it being landscape instead of like this, the 16:9. I think that's more real estate to be creative in with your videos. I just feel like I can be more intentional here on YouTube than I can on other social media platforms. And that's why I really just stuck to YouTube and kind of forgot about the rest. Also, I think that as a viewer, you're more intentional on YouTube because it's less about the scroll and more about intentionally looking something up, right? If you want to learn something from YouTube University, you're actually looking it up. Or I feel like there is more connection with the people that you watch as well. I think that, good morning. I think that when you watch somebody on YouTube that you have a little bit more of a connection with them, you know a little bit more about them than you do on Instagram. I guess that's just what I think. But then again, with all of that said, I also feel like I need to curb my enthusiasm for YouTube a little bit and not be on YouTube so much. I did a video on that too, that you should or can consume a lot of content if you want, because I get a lot of inspiration from content, from watching videos and seeing how I can do things in my videos. I think that's really awesome. But just like with any other social media, there is that the chance that you're just on the platform too long. I just start watching, I don't know, gossip and tea channels that really I'm not necessarily learning anything from and not getting any inspiration from to be creative, but I'm just killing time and procrastinating. And I really do need to stop that. Just as much as I've stopped all the other social media, I feel like I need to kind of reel it in with YouTube as well. I don't have to tell you about the harmful effects of social media on our mental health and our overall well being. The amount of time we spend on our screens, you know that it's a lot. So here's a new mantra that I've adopted. At least once a day, your head should be where your feet are. To me, that looks a bit different every day. It's as simple as going grocery shopping and leaving the phone behind. In the beginning, it felt almost scary to do so, because what if something happens and I need my phone? Or, less critical, what if I get bored? How will I combat the silence without a phone? And the constant barrage of social media is not there, so it's just me? But I grew up in a time where I went outside playing with my friends without a phone. So now we're grown and lots of beeping. Ignore the beeping. We're grown and We're basically trained to think that we're hopeless without the phone, right? What if my husband needs to call me and tell me that we need something else? Then I don't have my phone with me, but I do have my list that I wrote with pen and paper. But if he needs to reach me, he can't reach me. And similarly, if something happens, then I can't reach anybody because I don't have my phone on me. So yeah, we've been trained to think that that's a huge deal and that we can't go without our phone. But when I grew up, I didn't have a phone. I went to play with my friends outside without a phone. My parents couldn't reach me at all, and I was perfectly fine doing so. And I also think that, I don't know, maybe we are just too reliant on the phone. And then back then, when I did go out and play and there was, no way to contact my parents, like I said, nothing strange ever happened, and I'm really lucky and happy, thankful that nothing weird happened back then. But did I really need it, right? Did I really need that connection? And do I really need that connection now? And granted, social media was fun. I think Facebook came out in the early 2000s, 2004, I believe. And that was fun, and the connection that the phone provided me. I did get a phone when I was 16, I think I was. That connection that the phone provided me, that was a lot of fun, of course. But the over-reliance that kids have now on their phone, kids nowadays, gosh, I'm really sounding old, but that over-reliance on your phone, I think that's just not a good thing. I think maybe I didn't miss out at all back then. Maybe that was just exactly the way it was supposed to be. Grow up without being so super connected to the rest of the world and not having to compare myself to other kids all the time, because that's one of the, leading causes of teenagers nowadays just feeling super depressed because they're comparing themselves to others all the time. Yeah. So I am going to be perfectly fine now that I'm going shopping without my phone. If I forget to get anything, then I'll just go back to the shop. It really isn't that big of a deal. I think that the days when we didn't have cell phones, they were a lot less stressful, just a lot less to worry about. Also, sure, it was also a lot less convenient, clearly. But yeah, no FOMO, if I don't bring my phone nowadays, it's like, oh my gosh, what am I missing? Nah, no FOMO of social media either. Although, if you're not on social media much, like on my last video, I got a comment that said that they sent me a DM on Instagram, but I don't use Instagram any longer, or not a lot, let's say that. So I did miss something, and that's why I'm going to work on my next project after I make a cup of coffee, after I bring the coffee home that I just bought. Ugh. Yeah. Coffee's here!
Hey, coffee!
In the beginning, when social media came out, I loved it. I definitely was a Facebook girly, and even though that's like legacy social media right now, I also used to love me some Instagram. So much time wasted scrolling and comparing myself to unattainable standards. It just, in the end it just became not fun anymore. In the beginning it was exciting and a great way to stay connected, but nowadays we're just mostly addicted to it, at least I was. Endlessly scrolling and scared of being in silence. I open up the app looking for a high, right? Looking for something good, but just feeling disappointed after chasing down another rabbit hole that in the end is pointless. As I've cut back on social media and pretty much not use it at all, I really don't miss it. But I do want content creation to be my thing, so that means that I need to be able to be found somewhere else than just on YouTube. Hence, I'm starting my own website and creating it right now. And it is so much fun to do, actually. I think that by starting my own website, I can have this little corner of the internet where I can post what I want when I want without any algorithms dictating if people see it or not. It's something that if we are connected somehow, that you will know that there's something new on my website and you will go and visit the website just because you want to and not because an algorithm feeds it to you. That's what I'm aiming for. And also that I myself don't feel like I'm on this perpetual hamster wheel to keep feeding an algorithm all the time, like with Instagram or the TikToks of the world. Now, I've never been on TikTok myself, but I can imagine that it's the same thing. Also, for me, especially on Instagram, I was chasing external validation more than anything else. And in the past year, I've learned to validate myself from within. A lot of my life was passing by while I was chasing that fleeting hit of validation. When I stopped posting on social media and not being involved with social media at all, I did feel a sense of scaredness to let go, because am I rendering myself irrelevant before I even became relevant, right? I feel like everybody that wants to be a content creator and wants to do that for a living, they have some form of social media. So I might just not be helping myself out with not being on social media, but I hope that creating this website will kind of mitigate that a little bit. I also feel like this website is more than just an alternative to social media. When it's done, I want this website to really be a reflection of me, what I care about, what matters to me, and what I really want to share. And that without any filters or any fakeness or trying to chase any trendy sounds or fake personas. I want it to be authentic. I want it to be an authentic reflection of myself, something that I can be proud of, and something with which I just don't have to be trendy and I don't have to follow all the trends of this fast-paced digital world. I'm using Squarespace to create my website, and no, I'm not sponsored by Squarespace, but I am properly influenced by everybody else that is using Squarespace. And so far, it's not a really hard process, I think. I want to get more creative with it eventually. So what you see now, and I'll leave a link in the top comment below and in the description to my website so you can check it out. And bear in mind that I just started making this, and I will probably be working on it quite a bit today because I'm super excited about it. And this is one of those things, right? If you're like me and you're kind of scared of getting yourself back into a burnout, then this is one of those things that I really need to be cognizant of, because what I'm thinking right now is having dinner real quick and then put on some comfy clothes and just work a little bit longer today to get it done. It's done, and it will not be done, right? Like, I just need to make sure that, tell myself I am just gonna do an about page and a home page, and that's it. I need to guard myself for doing way too much just because I'm excited. But yeah, so the website is going to be up when you see this video, so check it out. That would be great if you can. And other than using Squarespace and just like a template for now, I also used ChatGPT to help me out on knowing what all the steps are to building this website. Not anything else. Like, I want it to be creative, but I just want to make sure so that the content of the website is all me and not AI. But I needed to know what the steps are, step by step. What's the best way to create a website? I just don't know. So I did use ChatGPT for that. And other than that, I'm excited. Maybe there's a lot more on the website by the time you see it. Who knows? Maybe you're feeling the same pull away from social media that I've been feeling. Maybe you're exhausted from the constant buzz of notifications and the pressure to stay relevant. What if you gave yourself permission to just step back to disconnect. Not entirely, but enough to find yourself again. Build something that's yours, without the noise. I really feel that getting a little bit quieter, a bit more intentional, is a great way to keep creating on your own terms.